Express.
We are back on air with Rare. We appreciate everybody tapping in with us. Thanks for you guys tapping in. It's been a wild week. Man, oh man, I don't know where to start. A lot of heavyweight pub action, a lot of Catholic League action. Man, if you're a basketball fan, what a time to be alive in the city of Philly. It's a whole lot of parity. It's a whole lot going on. But before I get into the episode, you got to pardon me, my production. I had my co-host. He was already on, but I'm going to still bring him in formally. My guy, with no further ado, Coach Gee. What's going on, good brother?
So I'm just getting my coins ready, baby. Get my coins ready. I just looked at this. No. I'm glad he's on YouTube. They can go back and watch. I'm getting my coins together because I'm about to take the Bonner Express right on down University of Penn, baby. Like I told y'all a month ago, the Bonner train is heading on down 34th Street.
Here to stay. Let's start there, man. What a wild ending. Bonner versus Father Judge. Father Judge goes into a tough atmosphere at Bonner, man. You got him as a Final Four, team, and we both knew they would be good after we seen them in the preseason. But man, Bonner knocks off Father Judge and a nail biter. How about the job Billy Cassidy done with these group of guys? I mean, Corey Francis and Cam Jackson been there since freshman, man. And how what is the feeling like seeing Bonner, take it to that next level?
Yeah. So three of these starters been there. So I want to shout Keem out too. He make big shots at a big shot.
Yes.
He been there since a freshman too. They all 2027 together. Played JV as freshmen. They've been playing together since they was young, man. They both Sean over there, another one of their young friends that been playing with them. And Billy I love how Billy just kept those guys together, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then made no excuses about losing, his size no more and losing big guys. And then the other big guy went back to Cheltenham, and he ain't make no excuses and still came out there with his guys, with Corey Francis being the tallest guy in the starting lineup, the second tallest guy in the starting lineup, and still rolling, man. That was a huge win for Bonner tonight, man. Shout out to those referees that wasn't scared to make that call, man. I wish y'all was reffing that Wood game. I ain't gonna go back to that, but
Judge is up 2 as Bonner inbound the ball with 5 seconds left. That right there was the game. I'm going to play it one more time for the audience. Bonner was down 2 with the ball, 5 seconds left. Now, that call is almost the identical call we seen with the PW Archbishop Wood game. However, it was called a foul. Let us know in the comments or call in 215-301-4785. Do you guys agree with the foul? Is that a foul call? Gee, I got that as a clear foul. And I got Bonner winning that game clear. What you got on that last?
Definitely a foul, man. And 4 years starter, Catholic League champion, veteran player here at the Temple, DJ Vera, he just has to. He can't make that play. As a senior leader, you gotta get out there. You gotta get a little baby contest. And if the guy make a shot like that, man, you just when he make it, just tip your cap to him, say good shot. I can't foul you right there, up 2 on a 3. That just don't work.
I agree, man. But hell of a game, man. The franchise, man. I've been heavy on the franchise since he was a puppy, man, and it's so good to see him coming to his own, man. The franchise is one of the best players in the area one of the best players in that league, man. And he continues to show it every single night. And look, before we seen him in the preseason, we seen him a little bit in the summer, and we was like, they just too small. They lose a 6'8", they lose a 6'7" at graduation. And yet Billy Cassidy finds a way to put schemes together to keep his guys in games and to win these games, man, is incredible, man. And Cam Jackson, man, he's a player, man. I seen him hit a lot of big shots, including a big triple down the stretch. Cam Jackson is also one of those players in the area that need to get more recognition as well. And you got Bonner at the palestra, man. So far, so good. That's what it's looking like right now, man. They knock off Father Judge.
I've been a Cam Jackson fan. I also brought him to my chosen league team that won the championship last year. So I've been seeing him as a sophomore, was really impressed with his game. Shout out to them guys, man. I'm a Bonner dude. Me and you both said at that game at Penn Charter, I seen something that I didn't see around the city, and that's that gritty they got. Them guys are good, bro.
On the other end of that, man, we got to keep it real here on our show, man. Judge, they missed Kaveri Kennedy, man. There was a lot of rumbles last year with people close to the Judge program, and they need Kev more than they thought they did. Like, that's the bottom line. Like, all last year was rumblings all around the city. Oh, Kev get too much praise, and Kev this, Kev that. And the media and other people like, no, Kev has to do what he do for Judge to win. And I think it's clearly showing you open up in the Cav League against Archbishop Wood at home, you lose. You go to a tough Bonner atmosphere and you lose. You need to worry now. You don't have Kev here to come through those doors and save the day. Yes, Kev was needed. Kev was needed for every single rebound, every single assist, every single point that he produced last year. They needed that. And it's showing now. He was a college-ready player. He took what he did last year onto the college stage, and Judge is missing a player like Kaveri Kennedy. What you think?
1,000% missing Kevin Kennedy, but from a coach aspect, the bigger picture for me is I think they're getting exposed defensively now. Everett Barnes ain't there no more. Protecting the rim. Like a lot of years, like last year, they could beat a lot, and then you got a 6'10" or 6'8" guy back there trapping stuff and deflecting shots. It didn't show your defense your deficiencies that you have this year, and they're not. Guys getting downhill on them. And Jeremiah got fouled. Well, I think it was a tie game. Jeremiah got fouled to put him up two. That should have really iced the game. He played really well tonight. But I just think it's a whole lot more. Definitely need Kev. I'm not taking that from what you're saying. I agree with you 1,000%. But there's a whole lot more to it too. They need a lot. You understand? And it's starting on the defensive end. They can't really stop nobody.
I agree, and I think teams were scared last year. Like, teams were scared to play 100%. Father Judge. I think teams are licking their chops now, saying they aren't as scary, and that's scary to see when you got the arguably my preseason MVP of the PCL, Derek Moore Rivera, when you got Max Iona commit coming back, when you got Rocco Westfield, Merrimack commit, and when you got those type of guys coming back, and these other teams are saying they're not as scary, I think Father Judge should be very, very worried. They still got juggernauts like Roman Catholic left. We'll get to them in a minute. They still got juggernauts like Newman Goretti left. They still got a lot left on the table, and to drop too early, they should definitely panic. They need to hit the panic button. If I had a panic button right here, I'd definitely be hitting that button.
When you're in a league where we only talking about 5 teams right now, like we only been talking about Bonner, Judge, Wood, Roman Catholic, Goretti, right? You already lost 2 out of the 4 of them. You still got 2 left, and they're the top 2. That's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? You lost to the two guys that's fighting again with the Bonners and Archbishop Wood, right? Yes. Now the 2 locks you got to play left.
Yes.
It's a little hard.
Yeah. Panic. Speaking of panic, what is going on with this PCL, man? Archbishop Wood goes into a tough Father Judge, knocked them off game 1, and lose to a team that many people have at the bottom or close to the bottom of the PCL. They lose to Ohara. They lose to Ohara. Quinn puts up 34 points, 10 for 21 from the floor, man. Just destroyed Archbishop Wood. I don't think nobody's seen that coming outside of the Archbishop Cardinal O'Hara locker room.
O'Hara.
I mean, that's like you going from beating the PCL champion to losing to somebody who's at the bottom. I just think the PCL has a lot of parity this year, and it's any man race. I mean, did you see O'Hara beating Archbishop Wood?
I didn't see O'Hara beat nobody. And I shout out to Ryan, man. I had O'Hara 0-13 this year, from what I seen. And the fact of the matter is, I heard that Archbishop Wood couldn't stop a nosebleed that night. I heard that kid got anywhere he wanted on the floor. He went the same way every time and scored 34 points down the same way the whole game. I heard they got bullied. I heard they got outplayed. And it just wasn't a really good night for them. That could be a gym you could fall asleep in too, and that just wasn't it. Coming off the Judge win. They walk in there like, oh, this is little O'Hara, and Ryan punched them in the face. So that's really what it was.
And that shows how much parity is in the league. And like any given night, you have to come play when you play in the PCL, man.
Yes.
Let's shift gears a little bit, just a little bit. We're gonna go here with
Is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. That is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. That.
the 13-time public league champions winning to Samuel Fels and took a L. That's right. Mel did it again at a different school. The last time Imhotep lost a public league game was to Mel Lindsay when he was at Lincoln. And now again, Mel Lindsay knocks him off again at Samuel
3 years
Fels. What do you
later.
think of that?
This was around the same time that they lost to him that time last year. They was coming off of when Justin went up there and lost. They was coming off a big time game in Maryland versus St. Francis. When Justin went off, and they had to play them the next day, and Mel snuck them out in Lincoln and beat them. But this time they just got beat, man. I watched the game. Imhotep just looked out of it, man. Like they looked out of it. I don't know if he could look past Mel, but you called it. You said Mel get kids to run through a wall for him, and that's what he did, man. Shout out to the freshman, Ada McDowell, man.
Yes.
2020,
Aiden
2029
McDowell.
kid.
Yes.
One kid I got to coach, man. And he's always been fearless. Like never think he's not the best player on the floor, no matter who playing. So he's always gonna play really hard. And Zaz Carnegie, another kid I got to play or coach in middle school, man. Just had it, had his way in there, man. Dunking on guys, hitting threes, mid ranges. He showed the total package, man. So Mel and them just went in there, got with Imhotep, and Imhotep came bounce back.
I don't think there's no excuses for Imhotep. They went in there. I don't think they slept on Fels. I think Fels beat them. Point blank period. They didn't sleep. They were well aware of how tough Fels play, how much they're well coached by Mel Lindsay. The fact is, Fels was the better team, the bigger team, and I think Imhotep is usually the bigger team in Philadelphia area games, and I think Mel rolled out 6'7", 6'7", 6'6", and I think that was a tough look for Imhotep. They didn't make a lot of shots. Mel, they roughed them up, they pressured them, they trapped them, they was running traps at them, and I think Imhotep, they just wasn't the better team yesterday. There's no excuse. And Aziz Korengay showed why he is one of the better forwards in the area yesterday, and I think he has something to prove. I talked to people close to that program before the game, and Aziz, I'll say this. They said he don't like how he's not mentioned with the other guys who play that same position. And yesterday showed, what's what. He belonged in those conversations with those forwards in the city. And I agree with myself alone. We don't include Aziz Korengay enough where yesterday's show where he need to be mentioned. Every time we mention better 2026s in the area, Korengay should be mentioned as well. But listen, forget all that. I woke up and I seen some things this morning on Instagram. Now, I don't know if I'm reaching, but this looked like he trolling brother Andre Noble right here. You tell me, man. It's either he was on his Dr. Dre bag or he's saying it's still Dre. He can't mess with me. Yet again, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Comment, call in 215-301-4785. Is Coach Mel Lindsay trolling or am I tripping? I'm just saying. I'm looking at it and I'm reading still Dre like he's still my young boy. That's what it's looking like. I don't know. I'm assuming what you get by that, Gee. I don't know what's going on there. He knocked off Imhotep, who many had him losing, including me. And you go to Instagram and he got the Dr. Dre joint him. Still Dre. Talk to me.
Mel got a couple regular season wins versus Brother Andre. Yesterday was really a really big win for that team that he rolled out there. I wouldn't be throwing shots like that when you're over in the championship versus Brother Andre. So it's still midway through the chip. You can have a regular season win. I'll take every regular season loss if I'm walking away with the trophy. You can beat me in the regular season every year if I'm winning the championship. So I think they need to keep their head down and keep with the eyes on the prize because it ain't the end all be all. Just like when you play Street Fighter and there's a guarantee that M Bison gonna be at the end. When you get to the public championship, they're gonna be waiting for you.
Now let me ask you this: a lot of people saying this is one of those years where they're not scared. And, you know, that win streak on the line tomorrow as well as Imhotep take on ENS at Imhotep Charter. These teams aren't scared. You got Coach Dustin, who's my guy, who's your guy, saying, I put it on Instagram earlier so everybody can see. He said this can be the year. This will be the year that they beat Imhotep. I didn't say that. He said, I'm quoting him. He said this can be the year. This will be the year they beat Imhotep. They go into Imhotep Charter tomorrow. Imhotep got over 100 win streak on the line tomorrow. Does ENS in the win streak? Is it seriously in jeopardy? Y'all call in 215-301-4785 or leave a comment. Is the Imhotep home win streak in trouble? What you think, Gay? Are they in trouble?
The worst thing could have, I told Coach Dustin this on the phone. The worst thing that could have happened for ENS was that game yesterday. That game yesterday was the worst thing that could have happened for them coming in that game tomorrow. All they're gonna see is blood. All Imhotep gonna see is blood for the rest of the year. They're not playing no more games. They're gonna try to smack everybody in front of them, especially at home. I honestly think that going into before that Fels loss, I had Dustin and them actually rumbling because I like Fareed Brown, I like Matt, I like Sa. You know, I like those guys over there, man. Yeah, I like those guys over there. But tomorrow, I just don't think they got a chance, man. Especially coming off their loss. And Imhotep really they're gonna get back. They're gonna get back on track tomorrow.
I agree. I think it's a mixture of things. Like you said, that loss to Fels definitely woke those guys up over there. Definitely made them very well aware that nobody is scared of them and that they're going to get everybody's best shot. But again, shout out to Dust, shout out to ENS. They got a lot of senior guards over there. They got a really talented junior and Billy Hennigan. But like I said, I don't think they stand a chance tomorrow on Imhotep. And it's not because the coaching, not because of their talent. I just think Tep coming off a loss, and with the talent they have, they're going to protect the house. And I think they're going to dominate all four quarters tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Imhotep Charter. I think they're going to dominate the defensive end more than anything. I think Fels pose a different threat to ENS, where ENS doesn't have the size that Fels have to slow down some of the forwards, the long forwards that Imhotep do have. I think ENS will have to come with a different game plan. I think if they watch the Fels tape and try to use what they did, it won't work. They're not big enough. They got to figure out what can they use with their pieces they have. But I think, again, Imhotep dominate ENS tomorrow. I think it'll be semi-close, but I don't think it'll be in reach after the first quarter. I think Imhotep will go in there and dominate.
And it's hard for me to say that. It's hard for me to say that because of course I watch a lot of Imhotep. I got kids on the team, man. But
we got a super chat. Hold up. We got a super chat. Hold on, not to cut you off, Gay. Shout out to Stefan Alford, 1991. He been supporting. He said, Fels Prob, the biggest team in the city, 6'7", 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", 6'5", with a super freshman point guard. Shout out to the Hollow Guards. Yeah, I agree. So I was out filming the Souderton-Pittsburgh game, but I was peeking at it, and then I finally got to watch the game this morning, man. Fels is easily a bigger team than Imhotep, and they're tough as Imhotep. They're not scared, and they showed it yesterday. And again, guys like you said that before the game that Fels match up with Imhotep very, very well. I didn't agree with you, but after watching the game, you definitely were right. Fels match up very well, and I do believe they can beat them twice. Will they beat them twice? I don't think so, but I believe they do. They can beat them twice.
I think if it's gonna happen, this is the year to do it. It's so wild out here. I can't put nothing past nobody.
I don't know, man. The parity is there. The parity is there, and I think I'm a huge Imhotep fan. I'm an Imhotep alumni. I'm part of that family tree. I wore that uniform. But let's be clear. Outside of the Imhotep family tree, everybody else wants to see them lose. It is what it is. When you on top that long, people want to see you fall. So those guys who wear that Imhotep uniform got to understand. They're going to get everybody best shot every night.
Fels definitely believe it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for everybody playing Fels now. You win a game like that, man. They just gonna really feel like they can dominate anybody else in the public league.
I agree, and they should. I mean, you beat a team like Imhotep of that caliber, like you should be right there at the end again. If not, it'd be a failure. And I think again with posts like this, I think they feeling themselves. Gee, I ain't gonna lie. When your head coach posting still Dre, I gotta call Mel and see what he meant by that. The cryptic message, like is it still Dre? Like you own him, or I don't know what's going on with that, or was you just in your West Coast bag? I don't know. But we're going to figure that out. Shout out to Fels, man. ENS versus Imhotep tomorrow at 4 p.m. Gee, talk to me, man. Is the building going to be packed? I think the streak is on the line. I think Imhotep get him though, but I truly believe the streak is in jeopardy as well. Like I think it's in jeopardy. I think it's in jeopardy. Dustin is confident.
I do think Dustin. I think Dustin guard. Like I said, I think Dustin guards is outstanding, man. It's depending on if they show up, man. If they kick a guy, try to kick him while they down. But I just think they don't have no answer for ZMG tomorrow, man. Like it ain't like Isaiah Carnegie was, like, you know what I'm saying, or that size they had. They just don't have the same size to stop a train like that. And coming off a loss and then coming to Wakanda, it's not happening the same week. So I just think it's bad timing for ENS, and they're gonna lose tomorrow.
I agree. Kyrie 19120 said, how was Fels 65 before yesterday ran? Hey, listen, I don't know. I'm looking at their schedule. They lost to Redden. Redden is a really tough team. They're scrappy. Perez is back. They are a fast-paced team. They guard the basketball. They get up and down. So Redden is back. That he's building. So a loss to Redden is not bad. Mount Zion Baptist, I haven't seen them. Fels lost by 2. They scored 78 in that game. Then they lost to Friend Select, who got some good wins as well this season. And they lost to LaSalle. But yeah, and then they lost to Pope John, 83-75. Yeah, I don't know. But beating a team like Imhotep, I don't know. Steph is showing love, man. Shout out to Steph. He said Aiden needs to be talked about with all 2029s, 110%. 110%, no doubt about
it. We don't really talk about 2029s. Like he one of them. Like we don't be on here just gassing those 29s. So he
definitely is in that conversation. But with 29s, they're freshmen, so you gotta like literally let a lot of it play out.
We letting to see what's going on. Like,
but I'm with you. I mean, he's showing improvement. He's arguably their most consistent player right now.
He was good last year, so he one of them. He played with the Hollow Boys. Now he one of them.
I ain't gonna lie. I was filming the Souderton game. I look at my laptop. It was Imhotep 50-44. I look back up. They down one with like 3 seconds. I was like, wow. How about Roman and Ryan? If anybody was at that game or seen that game, call in or tap in. Roman sneak out of Ryan with a 2-point win gate. What was the final there?
59-57 at Ryan.
59-57.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It's just one of them years, man. Like Ryan, you don't know. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So Roman getting out of there with a win, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's better than, because some people ain't make it out this week. Okay.
Yes.
Some people ain't make it out them road games. So
yes.
It's better to take that win. So I'll take it, man. We still wait on the stats and stuff from that game. But if you was at that game, call up.
If you was at the game, call in 215-301-4785, or I'll drop the link in the chat if you want to show face and chop it up in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Click the link. Just show your face. We'll bring you on. St. Joe's Prep, Archbishop Wood. Do we got the final on that? Do we got the final on Archbishop Wood versus St. Joe's Prep? I had Archbishop Wood in that game. And we got the final on that. Archbishop Wood 48-41 over St. Joe's Prep tonight. Still waiting on the numbers. Father Judge Falls, we talked about that. 64-63 to the franchise. Cassidy, Cam Jackson, those guys. Cardinal O'Hara knocks off Conwell Egan. So another win. Wow. Whoa. Another win for O'Hara, Gee. Another win.
So I ain't gonna say they. One of they coaches that jumped me to some old 13. You owe money.
Listen, Gee, look, and with the win against Archbishop Wood, that's a win that's going to help them in the end to make that playoff spot, because a lot of those bottom teams not beating Archbishop Wood.
I'm gonna be honest with you, O'Hara, after 3 games being ranked, being ahead of Judge right now, I would have never.
Let's keep it a bean. Tate, you my guy. What is going on with Egan? I had high hopes for Egan. I'm not gonna lie, I had high hopes for Egan because they got Matthew Tolliver, he's good. They got Miles Moore, who's good. They got Justin Hobbs, who's good. They got a great coach in Tate. I thought it would be their year to like show people they belong, and they lose to St. Joe's Prep, which is a tough one. They lose to O'Hara. I don't know, man. I don't know. Those are the games that you got to grab them 50-50 games. Another super chat from Steph. Shout out to Steph, man. Shout out to Steph. He said if Caden and Malik play like that, they're hard to beat.
What team?
Oh, Malik. You talking about Ryan? Yeah, I agree. See, I didn't watch the game. I don't got the numbers. Are you talking about Ryan, Steph, Caden, and Malik Hughes? It say somebody else commented and said yesterday was a wild, wild night, and the PCL is getting very messy right now. Jay, 21st Street, I agree with you. It's not anybody's year. It's like 5 teams who got a shot. Like we said before, I think you got the Romans, you got the Judges, you got the Newmans, you got the Archbishop Woods, you got the Bonners, and everybody else is just fighting and, get a right fighting chance. But like I said, I'm not sleeping on teams like Archbishop Ryan. I know it sounds crazy, but they're very, very well coached. They got a kid, Malik Hughes, who put up 40 plus this year already. They got a transfer from Delaware, Caden Brown, who averaged 18 last year. They got another transfer who was arguably one of the best players in Jersey, and Isaiah Gore. They got Matt back at the point guard spot. They got Seth Gay, microwave kid. I won't be shocked if Ryan upsets somebody. I'm telling y'all now, like you said.
Yo, who the top 4? Standings wise, who the top 4 teams in the Catholic League right now? Standings wise, not power ranking. I think Roman undefeated, Newman undefeated. I think it goes Bonner, Ohara. Was I wrong?
Bonner,
was I wrong?
Are they at the top?
Let's go, Ryan. Let's go, Ryan. We're on our way to bless.
They 2-0.
The Ryan. O'Hara's on their way to bless.
2-0.
They go to bless.
Down. Shout out to Ryan though. Like I said, he's building something over there, man. It's fun watching young guys get that opportunity to coach and like put on and get wins, man. Because when you look back in hindsight, 10, 20 years down the line, man, they're gonna look back and these are gonna be some of the better times. So shout out to Ohara for starting off 2-0 in one of the toughest leagues in America, and I hope we keep going. I want to see a team like Ohara knock off a juggernaut. Let's be clear. I love when it's upset. Let's be clear. When Frazier go down, I love that. Keep it going.
We'll never know. We'll never know, man. Ohara might be going 13-0. I don't know what's going on this year, man. I have no clue what's going on. I don't have no clue what's going on out here. Let's get to the little outside of the Catholic League.
So outside of the Catholic League, what we got going on? PW played Cheltenham tonight. You was in the building. Talk to me. Another Suburban One matchup who had a lot of hype before the season started. I wasn't at that game. You was there. Talk to me. PW on the road at Cheltenham. What went down tonight?
When did that? Who hyped that game? You talking about the game had a lot of hype? No, you're not gonna do that. I'm here for the people. Who said that game had a lot of hype?
I'm just saying.
That's what said. That's what said.
I thought they had a shot. I don't know the outcome yet. What happened? I wasn't there. I didn't get the numbers.
Listen, bro, just move on, bro. I just told somebody had a shot. No, I got family over there. Pat and Sharif, my family. I'm not doing this. All right, so that's my folks.
It was one of them. Was it one of them?
It's just the game over. They PW won. You're not getting me to talk about that. Like I said, Pat and Sharif is my family. Okay, you the one did this. Okay, it was a 30-point win. Let's move on to the next game.
Shout out to PW, man. They're rolling over.
Because I did. When I got on here yelling, you got on me. You got on me. Said, you tripping. I said, PW won't lose the game to Suburban One. You said, that's before happening. You said, you tripping. I mean, 6-0, man, and they already got the tough part of the schedule out the way. And I'm gonna tell you something about the PW 6-0. That shit, PW 600. The rest of the team's 130. That's what it's like, something like that. Nothing under 30.
Running through the Suburban One though, like the talent they have and like they're well coached, man. They shouldn't lose a game in the SOL. I hate to try to put that pressure on those type of kids, but like it's their year. They got a lot of seniors. They got a junior.
They got to take that type of pressure, man.
Yeah,
they got to take that type of pressure. When you said it, I never argued with you. They have to. When you bring back the whole starting 5 that was a championship runner-up and the District 1 championship, and you bring back the whole team, you have to have that kind of pressure. And they built for that. They're showing that they built for it. It's not even close. And I mean, shout out to Upper Dublin. I think Upper Dublin is a very good team that's been winning with a winning point guard, with a winning coach. But that game on Tuesday just showed the level that I was saying that PW was at. When people were saying PW didn't win a Catholic game and the Upper Dublin 3-0, they don't play in the Catholic League. And the Catholic League team they played was in the top 4, you know what I'm saying, of the Catholic League. So
right. Let me
go ahead, bro.
I want to bring my guy in.
Go ahead.
I want to bring my guy in. It's a huge event this weekend. Pumped out 3 high major players last year. One is at Northwestern, one is at Minnesota, and one is at LSU. With no further ado, Coach Brandon, what's going on, good brother?
Fellas, what's going on? Happy New Year.
Happy
Up,
New
B?
Year, man. We appreciate you
boss?
taking time out of your busy night. First of all, you on air with Rare, put you right on the spot. Did y'all win tonight?
We did. We did.
Okay.
We got it done. 1-0
Okay. What was the final? Who played well?
Who did they play against?
Episcopal.
But Episcopal is good too. They're
No,
not
they got
sleeping.
better. They
got
got
players.
better. Timmy Dennis is playing well. The kid Dawson Brown.
Yeah.
But yeah, we 72-57, I think was the final. I think Carter Smith and Casey led the charge. I think Carter had 19, Casey had 15. And the new youngest in charge, Jackson Boyd, had 12 and probably like 6 balls.
Love Jackson. I'm a huge fan of Flemings. I mean, coaches, if y'all looking for a shooter, man, I don't know what y'all waiting on. They got one right up on what is that? Schoolhouse Lane.
Schoolhouse
Lane got a shooter for you over there. Casey Flemings, 2026. He is a bucket, can shoot the leather off the ball. Tap it if you're looking for a shooter, high level shooter.
Take Casey Flemings. Take Casey Flemings and Isaiah Cornegie as a package, and you'll win in 1 year.
Yes, I'm agreeing with that.
That sound like that sound like a winner.
B, we got a big event going on Sunday at Chestnut Hill College. The Chris Evans Memorial Classic consists of 4 high-level games. Could you break down some of those games before we get into the meat and potatoes of this? So talk to us about this event. What is this event about? What does it represent? And talk to us about the games. Just talk to us about the matchups.
For sure. Well, again, man, it's an honor of my boy CE. Just a wonderful human being, and just a great spirit. And if you was in the pack or the PIAA District 1 when he was around, you know, you knew what he brought to the floor, right? I had the pleasure of coaching him when I was at Chestnut Hill. Funny dude, but was a talented kid, man. He was on the team that we had when we beat Coppin State, actually. So again, bro, and he could stretch it. He was 6'6", could shoot it, and it was a great spirit, man. He unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, abruptly, due to cardiac arrest. And he left behind a beautiful baby girl, beautiful fiance, and ultimately it was one of them things where it was just like, you know, wanted to just make sure his name lived on, man. And one thing CE was about was a good Chris Brown song and some good hoops. So that's what we're gonna have all Sunday. And everybody Sunday. On the docket has had some involvement with Chris, shape or form, right? We obviously look to build this thing out to be something bigger every year, but we was able to kind of start it ground level with everybody that has had a hand in Chris's life, right? So first game, Norristown versus Germantown Friends. Obviously Norristown was where Chris played at, graduated from. Germantown Friends has the assistant coach Rob Fusaro, who was a guy that recruited Chris Chestnut Hill College and coached him, right? We got second following up Bonner and Sally's, which should be a good matchup. Bonner, I coached Billy Cassidy as well. While on that team with Chris, Chris and Billy was homies too.
Oh wait, Chris and Billy was teammates.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Billy Cassidy.
Billy Cassidy. Yeah.
What was Billy tough? I didn't know he played. Was Billy tough?
Shooter, bro. Like he had games where he would like let that thing go from the volleyball line, and you had to go get him. No, he was a shooter. So you obviously you had one of Chris's teammates in Billy Cassidy, and then another teammate of Chris's that I coached while I was there at Chestnut Hill, Taylor Trevison, over at Sally's, right? So obviously they played together, and then Taylor was a grad assistant the next year, so he coached Chris the following year. Obviously Penn Charter, myself as a big tie-in with Chris, and then Chris Ray, Kyle Sample, and Kalo. Ultimately, Chris played for Kalo AAU. So you know it was one of them things where, you know, Kyle was all about making it happen. And then on the nightcap, Springside, Chestnut Hill, and Hill School, Julian McFadden, obviously was one of my teammates at Chestnut Hill College, and was also on the coaching staff with me when we was coaching Chris, Billy, Taylor, and them dudes. And then with the Hill School, that was where Chris was last working at. He was an assistant with the Hill School when he passed away.
Not to cut you off, B. Stefan, shout out to Stefan for the super chat, y'all. We truly appreciate that. He said, Brandon, send me your players. 300 coaches will see him tonight. Steph
Oh
plays
yeah,
a lot of
listen,
kids
Steph is
too.
a dope dude, bro. Like
Yes.
one thing, sidebar, Steph is an unbelievable guy when it comes to getting
Oh, that's
kids
crazy.
into JUCOs, Division twos, NAIAs, D1s. Like people got to tap in with stuff, bro. Like he's finding scholarship opportunities for kids to get their degrees at the end of the day. And he don't want no handouts on it either, right? He's a very background guy on it. So shout out to him.
Somebody said Billy also won a state championship with Friends Central in the Mill Jefferson. You had to guard him at half court. So he really had a ratchet because somebody else
No,
just
listen,
commented.
bro. That thing was like he's let that thing fly, dog. Like I remember we was up at Caldwell and he just blacked out. I think he had like 7 threes in the second half.
Hey, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. The game of the night. I mean, it's going to be all good games. Get there early at 11 o'clock, 11:30 if you can. Go support the cause. But let's get right into it with the people want to hear. You and Kyle Sample got tension on the sidelines. Good basketball tension. Neither one of y'all want to lose. Y'all, the rare supporters scene was Kyle Sample and Brandon Williams on live having a healthy debate about who team is better. And y'all got this matchup at 3:30 tomorrow. Penn Charter versus Crystal Ray. How do Penn Charter leave Chestnut Hill with a W tomorrow?
I mean, ultimately W on Sunday. So Sunday is the event.
Yes, Sunday. I'm
sorry. But yeah, man, you know, it's gonna be a rumble, right? Like regardless of just kind of our differences, like I will respect the fact that he can coach, right? He does a good job, right? He develops talent at a high level, and he gets the most out of his guys, right? So I think we got to be ready to go in there, put our hard hat on. Nigel Adamson is an animal, right? And you know, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to game plan for him. Getting Larry Brown back was huge. Larry Brown came off the bench with 8 boards. Like he's a dog. So that was his first game back. So he's going to be a big part. And trying to, you know, so the big fella down. Really good guard crew, right? Obviously, Javon Bird, transfer from West Catholic, the kids Holbert. Listen, man, we got our work cut out for us. But at the end of the day, you know, everything's always about getting better, right? You know what I mean? You got to chase the smoke. Obviously, from a pacer standpoint, you know, we want to do our best to put a resume together to be able to get a home court seed, right? To be able to play home court through the championship and being able to get a neutral site win against a team like that's going to help you. So
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you now, if Carter and Flemings don't come to play, it could get ugly for you guys and you, Brandon. I'm gonna tell you right now, Javon Bird and Caleb Jackson is coming for blood. Kyle Sample and Brandon, you guys will be at it, dialing up the X's and O's. But I don't see anybody on the Penn Charter Quakers team that's going to be at a. Nigel is a beast, like you said. It's going to be a tough night. He don't necessarily demand, you know, guys to guard him in the post. Hold on, hold on, y'all. This is where it get good at. This is where it get good, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it get good at. Sunday, we got a monster matchup Sunday. Let me make sure I take this down. We got a monster matchup Sunday. Kyle Sample, what's going on, good brother? I'll take this comment down. Hold on.
What's up, beloved?
Hold on, let me get this comment down before we. Hold on. Dame, how do I take this comment down, y'all? Here we go. Is this it? Y'all can still see that comment? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, here I go right here. I don't know. Is that mine or y'all's? Can y'all see it? Let's do this. What's going on, good brother? Kyle Sample, you got a big game. You coming off a loss. You coming off a loss to ANC at the crib. You taking on a Penn Charter team. You and Brandon was on the live last time. It was a lot of back and forth about who's the better coach, who has the better team. Sunday, it all goes down at Chestnut Hill. How do Crystal Ray leave Chestnut Hill with a W?
Back down Germantown Ave. The only way to get back to the north.
I'm saying, is it that simple? They got shooters like Casey Fleming and Carter Smith, who's one of the best backcourts in the area. You got a backcourt. You got a trio in your backcourt with Tyler, Caleb Jackson, and Bird. How does your guards win that matchup? And B, I'm gonna ask you the same question. How does your guards neutralize players that's good as Carter Smith, Casey Flemings?
To my guards played like shit yesterday. So for me, is my response to them today was, how are you going to respond? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really worry about nobody else guards. It's more so like our guards getting back to doing what we need to do. I've Coach Casey, had to go against Carter. You know what I mean? Like those guys are very, very good players. If you don't put pressure on them, if you don't make them, work hard, then they're going to get off. So I think it's going to be a very good matchup. Before even getting into that, I know me and Brandon talk a lot, going back and forth. It's competitive, but just to be a part of the Chris Evans Classic, Chris Evans played for me for a couple years. I was somebody I really, really was very high on, not only as just a basketball player, but a good person. So to be able to be a part of this, I appreciate Brandon for letting us be a part of this. It means a lot to me, but I'm excited. It should be a good game.
B, you still on here? Your phone froze. You on here?
No, I'm here. Yeah, no, I think on our side, bro, we got a young crew, right? I think poise is everything, right? Like I think when you in an atmosphere like the one Sunday is going to be, I think it's a matter of just staying poised, right? Not getting too high, not getting too low, not allowing the moment to dictate your decisions, right? Staying in what we're doing, staying in what we're trying to get accomplished. And again, it's going to be easier said than done, right? I think ultimately, like I said, from a guard standpoint, it's going to be a tough matchup. But at the end of the day, man, that's how we're able to build guys that's ready for the next level. So I'm excited.
This is a great cause Sunday, y'all. Make sure y'all show up, y'all, because it's for a great cause. All proceeds go to Chris Evans' daughter, Carter Maria Evans. Definitely show out. It is 4 high-level games. Now we got the political stuff out the way with Brandon and Sam. We on air with Rare. Sam, what makes you a better X's and O's coach than Brandon? Because that's what the people want to know. They want to come see who is going to win the chess match and who's going to leave there with a W. The political stuff is out the window. What's going on? What makes you a better X's and O guy?
Everything.
Just that simple, like everything. Like he can't in-game adjust better than you pre-game. Nothing. Like nothing.
He know that. He know.
Do you know that, B? Like I'm just.
I'm a competitor, bro. I've never shied away from my pen. I've never shied away from my execution. And from a resume standpoint, I got a lot in my.
I don't use it. I don't use a pen. I don't write it.
We getting somewhere. We getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen.
Number ways to skin the cat, dog. It's number ways to skin the cat, bro. Right? Like.
So let me ask y'all this: who got a better board game? Like some coaches can't get in that huddle and dot that board up well. Like who got a better board game? Can you put it together on the fly, B, as well as Sam? Like if your assistant hands you that clipboard saying, "Yo, 20 seconds left, we gotta draw this up." Like, is it scribble, scrabble, or you dialing it up? What's going on here? Because I think it's going to come down to the wire. And I think it's going to come down to Brandon Williams versus Kyle Sample, because you got guys like Carter Smith. You got guys like Caleb Jackson. You got guys like Casey Fleming. You got guys like Javon Bird. I think it's going to ultimately come down to who dial it up the best, who game plan is going to survive who's. And if your game plan not working, who is going to make more in-game adjustments to get the win.
I'm a big firm believer on your game plan. If your game plan stays the same through the whole game, you weren't really going against no real bump. So, the game don't start until the first adjustment is made. And then that's play ball. That's get after it. You know what I mean? But I think the game gonna come down to toughness. What I mean? I think the game gonna come down to who won it more. 50-50s, 80-20, rebounds, points in the paint. Who can get to the free throw line first? Like, I'm just, we coming to rough shit up a little bit. So, whatever team tuck they tail first is gonna be in trouble.
Because both of y'all got some of the better 2028s in the area. You got Javon Bird, you got guys like Carter Smith, you got Caleb Jackson. I'm super excited for this matchup. I will have guys in that building to check that thing out.
You ain't talking about the real matchup. It's a real front court battle going on. It's a real Gilhoy's having a good year. The young fella, you get to play against the old physical dominant. You got shooters like Graham. You know what I mean? Like y'all not gonna let Brandon rock me to sleep. You just talk about these guards. I know you got some other pieces over there. It's gonna be a real.
That's the style clash and game change with Nigel and Gilho, because I watched both of them a lot. I mean, Gilho is better on the perimeter, but I think inside Nigel is a much more of a presence in the paint. But Nigel gonna have to guard outside the paint. It ain't no just sitting in there blocking shots with guards penetrating. You have to slide them puppies. I will say that. Because if you don't, Gilho might knock his head off. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. Big Danny's been doing well, man. He's been responding to the bell, right? I think ultimately, you know, you got guys in our rotation that didn't play varsity basketball, right? Like we got 4 new guys in the rotation, and I think them dudes have responded tremendously to just the increased responsibility, but it just goes into our development, right? Like at the end of the day, man, this is about making sure these dudes is ready to go ahead and get some money at the next level, right? So I think, you know, it all trickles down. They had a group of seniors that was able to prepare them, and so far they answering the call. But I think this is a game that is going to be really big for a Daniel, right? For a Graham, right? Because if them dudes can with a lot of these dudes, especially when they're younger, is confidence. Everything is about how much you believe in yourself and believe in your hand. And I think ultimately they know that it's going to be a rumble. But them coming out on the other side of this, like this going to be a game that really sets the table, I think, just for the rest of our year. Because I think ultimately, man, you got to be able to go in scenarios like this and you know, come out with some scratches, come out with some bumps, but come out with your sword in your hand. You know what I mean? So
I agree. If there's no bumps and scratches in this game, Penn Charter walks away with it easy. If it's bumps and bruises and tough is going, I'm leaning towards Crystal Ray way.
But let me ask the host a question. Why do you think that, host? Do you think we can only win in the physical game? You don't think, you know, we can move the ball and execute? You think that's the only way we can win?
I'm not saying it's the only way. I think that's the sure way. I think when you got your guys playing very, very physical, I think other teams don't, you know, adapt to that very well. And then before you look up, y'all up 7, then you go up 14, and by then it's an uphill battle. I think if you go in there and try to play not physical or their way, if you want to say the way Penn Charter, I think Penn Charter is tough but more finesse, in my opinion. If you go and play that way, I don't see y'all winning. I like skill player. I'm not saying Chris Ray don't have skill player. I'm saying
no, I dig it. I
dig
it. I just thought the statement was funny.
Do y'all both agree?
It was very funny.
No. I agree with the assessments, right? I'm just, you know, again,
hold up. Do y'all both agree y'all play different styles of basketball?
You got different guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, so, that's like at the end of the day, like if I got his group, I'm playing how he's playing, right? We try to get in your face. We try to mucky shit up, like absolutely, right? And I think the same on his end, right? Like when you got guys that got the ability to get into space and make others better, make plays for themselves, load up, make shots. Like, yeah, you want that bitch moving, you want it hopping, you want guys cutting through the lane, you want to get the ball off the floor, get more shots up, get more points on the board. Like I think again, man, I think matchups make fights.
You've been watching film. Okay.
Listen, bro.
I see you've been watching film.
This ain't no fluke, man. I take this shit seriously, dog. I mean, most people think that I just show up and just, you know, walk out the bitch.
Y'all both do. That's why this is one of the games that we need to see.
I just show up, right? But I grind.
We didn't save that live because I wanted to replay it for the people. This is why we need everybody in the building. This is a great game. Two Philadelphia area guys, man, over the years, they've been battling. This is one of those games where you need to see what's going on. I think this is one of those games in the season where this is a big-time game. Penn Charter and Crystal Ray is on everybody's ranking as one of the best teams in the area. And I think both of you guys want this game and want to win this game, so it's definitely a game to watch. Again, Sunday at 3:30, y'all, Chestnut Hill College. Be there. That is the place to be at the Chris Evans Memorial Classic. B, Samp, I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Hopefully the building is packed. Go support Chris Evans and his family. 4 high-level games and the franchises before that. So don't get there at 3:30. Get there at 11. But at 1:45, you got the franchise who been tearing through the city. B, Samp, I appreciate y'all for tapping in.
Appreciate you shedding light on the cause, dog. I do.
Yes, sir.
You already know, B. I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, sir. So you got those two guys are going head-to-head, y'all. They try to keep it a little political, but we know on them sidelines, they both want to win that game. That's definitely the place to be, y'all. We appreciate y'all tapping in this Friday. Again, this is where it's at Sunday. Chestnut Hill, screenshot it. This is the 4 games you want to be at Sunday. It's for a good cause and it's great matchups. Tomorrow, you want to be at the 6-man for the She Got Game Classic. If you're into girls basketball, that's the place to be. National Talent, or you want to be at Imhotep Charter, 4 p.m. The win streak is on the line. ENS goes into Wakanda trying to end the win streak. And Coach, before I let y'all go, Coach Dustin said, this can be the year and this will be the year. So we'll see tomorrow, y'all. And Sunday, we back live Sunday, y'all. So definitely tap in Sunday. One more super chat from Steph. Steph, we truly appreciate that. It's needed for the channel to grow. We appreciate it. Shout out to Rare for the live stream the games. So parents, teams, and friends can see their loved one play, live stream, score. You put me on, Steph. Again, you one of the guys in the culture that I'm going to bring up here because you do a lot behind the scenes for the culture that a lot of people need to get familiar with who you are, because you can help a lot of kids along the way. And we're going to get Steph up here very, very soon, y'all, early next week if possible. This guy's been around the culture, does a lot for the game. And, yeah, y'all, Saturday, Imhotep Charter, 4 p.m. If you win the girls basketball, 2 p.m. at the 6-man center. National Talent. Gigi Banks is in town. Jordan Jackson is in town. Tap in is going down. And see y'all Sunday night. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Continue to subscribe, y'all. Please subscribe to the channel and help it grow. Get us in the algorithm. And, I love what I do. I love that y'all support. And it's all for the kids. Peace, y'all.